Welcome to video number 3. This video we're going to cover when should you hire your first or your next hire. You know, in ProServe Alliance, we walk contractors through the ideal org chart for their company, for where they're at today. We take you from who you are today, if you have any hires, you have any employees, all the way through how do you duplicate, how do you grow, how do you get to retirement. We do this at our in-person trainings every few months. We do it at the end of the year, annual retreat. And so we sit down and look at your org chart today and where you're going to be in 12 months, where you're going to be in 5 years, and really define it out so you know your growth. So we're going to cover more of that on our next video. It's a who to hire video that's coming up next week. But before any of our hires, let's answer the biggest question. Do I wait to hire until my schedule is full and I have all of the clients, I've got a full schedule, I've got more work than I can handle, now it's time to hire someone? Or do I go ahead and hire now, and once my hire is ready, then go out and find and get more clients? These two factors will help you decide when it's time to hire. Number one, your blueprint and your direction, right? What is your blueprint? What does the next 12 months look like? You have to know that. Factor number two, understanding your numbers, your client flow, and your cash flow. Let's get started with talking about your blueprint and your direction. When building your blueprint, start with thinking about what your company will look like in 1 year. No clue? No problem. Just guess. You don't have to get this right. Oftentimes, really almost every single year, we build a blueprint of what the next 12 months are going to look like, and it changes by month 6. It changes by month 4 sometimes. You don't have to have it right. You just have to have some sort of a guiding principle as to where you're going, or you're going to start wandering aimlessly. So you might want 1 PM hire, 2 PM hires. Maybe you're a roofing company, you need an estimator hire. Maybe you need an office manager soon. Maybe you have employees, and a year from now, there's no new hires, but you're looking for efficiency and profit. Right? The reality of choosing a goal or a direction is not that you will achieve it, but more that you have a direction that helps you to move in a productive way. Your final goal may change throughout your journey, but one thing is for certain: if you do not set a goal in the distance, you're going to be moving aimlessly. So everyone is different, and your blueprint should be based on your end goal. Let's say that that you're a one-man show and your goal is 2 project managers to hire over the next 12 months. This is a great goal. Don't say you're going to hire 6. Don't say you're going to hire 7. Hiring 2, maximum 3, no matter what size company you are, unless you're doing $20, $30 million a year, that is where you want to be, because only having 2 PMs in the next 12 months that you're going to hire gives you a couple things. One, it gives you perspective on the amount of time you're allowed to take to find that person, right? The time gives you the perspective of, okay, I only need to make 2 hires in the next 12 months. So I don't need someone today. I need to find the right person that I'm going to spend all of my time, efforts, and money on growing them over the next few months. So I don't have to find them today. And I can say no when I'm interviewing if they're not the right person. Losing 2 to 3 jobs in the next couple months in exchange for someone who's going to be here for the next 10 years, that's a valuable trade-off. You can hire someone that has all of the intangible skills, but needs guidance on learning things that you and your specific industry need to learn, right? So if you sign up for our ProServe Alliance partnership, we sit with you, we help you build specific blueprints for your company. We do an end of the year retreat, like I mentioned. This is what we do well with you at the beginning. We sit down and say, before we get started, before we do anything, let's do a Zoom, let's do a FaceTime, and figure out your blueprint as you're getting started with us. All right, second factor that decides how and when it's time to hire is understanding your numbers, your client flow, and your cash flow. Understanding your numbers. What is your profit percentage? Not just what you're aiming for, right? So this is, I mark my jobs up 25%. I mark my jobs up 30%. Great. Are you hitting those numbers? Are you actually 25%, 35%, 30%? Is that actually happening on the tail end? Do you know that? Can you track that? Secondly, how do you price your jobs? Can you teach someone your pricing model, right? Do you know how a new person coming in is going to be able to, A, price it to a client, and B, price out what you're going to pay in labor and materials? That's a very important thing that you need to be able to train that person coming in. So number 3, what are your expenses currently and what will change with the next hire? That is a very important number to know. If you don't know what your current expenses are and you don't know how much a new hire is going to cost, you're going in blind and you're probably going to lose money and not be able to retain that hire. So understanding your client flow. Is your business seasonal, right? For us, we pick up early spring and we go through late fall, and winter's a little slow. I know that's my seasonal business. We always slow down in the winter some. We don't stop. We still maintain, but we're not growing as much in the winter as we are in the spring, summer, and early fall. So for us, our client flow is seasonal. Secondly, how and when have you increased to your current client load, right? So you need to look back at the last 12 months, 24 months. How did you get here? When did you start picking up more clients? When did you go from invoicing $10,000 a month to invoicing $30,000, invoicing $80,000, invoicing $200,000, right? When did you make those gross seasonally? In the last year, last 2 years, look back at your numbers. You should have some sort of QuickBooks or a way to track that. And that is something that you will use and say, okay, I'm always picking up. Every March, we increase by about 50%. So I need to have my hire trained up and ready by then. And lastly, you need to understand your cash flow. Are you profitable today? Are you using money from deposits on jobs you haven't started to complete jobs that are currently going? That's not profitable. That means that you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. You don't have money coming in that's profit today on these jobs that you can put away into an account and be ready to burn it when you make that hire, right? So are you profitable today on the jobs you're doing today? Very important question. Also, how long can you spend the extra money a new hire requires without the new hire making you money? That is a big factor, right? For us, when we're going to hire a new project manager, I need to know that I can spend 6 months without that hire making me money, and we're going to be okay. It's not going to hurt us. That is a long runway. Hopefully by month 3, by month 4, we start seeing a return on our investment, but we're prepared to go even longer to make sure that that new hire and that new employee can really be developed into our system. That also is a good point on longevity of a hire. I can't spend 6 months burning money on my hire to have them leave in month 7 to go do something else. All right, so what are the total monthly costs of a new hire? That is another factor you have to know. What's their salary? What are the taxes that you have to pay on them, right? What insurance changes happen then, right? If it's your first hire, you now need workers' comp. If you have workers' comp, what is that going to increase? If you have workers' comp in the company, that means workers' comp is now covering your job sites. And so your subs might need to have workers' comp. There's a lot of factors and extra costs. Are you paying for gas? Are you paying for a truck? So adding all that up and sitting down and understanding this is not going to cost me $5,000 a month for their salary. This is going to cost me $9,000 a month because salary, taxes, and all these other expenses. That's okay. You just have to know what exactly it's going to cost you before you start spending money. Knowing the answers to these questions is vital before you decide if you're ready to hire. So let's go back to our first question. When is the right time to hire? Let's use my general contracting company as an example. So our blueprint for this year, we wanted 3 new project managers. We wanted 1 additional office support staff. We hired a project manager 5 months ago. We are currently looking for another project manager right now, as well as an office support staff. And we are planning to hire 1 more project manager in 3 to 5 months. We're not going to hire a project manager without a 3 to 5 month buffer between them. This allows us for training. I'm not going to do a hire today and a hire in a month from now because I've got the work and I can't train the first person up properly over a 2 to 3 to 4 month period if I'm bringing in someone else to start their training. It doesn't work very well to have a dual training going on. So for us, we always have a 3 to 5 month buffer between any sort of hire. Also, if I'm filming this in the fall, our hire 5 months ago was going into the busy season before we got busy. We didn't hire all summer, though we had the workload that we could have. We're now starting to hire again now because we're coming out of the busy season and our staff has time to train and to onboard a new hire properly without having to run jobs constantly. So For us, we are hiring in the slower season, and like I said, 3 to 5 months from now is going to be rolling into the early spring, late winter, and that is our ideal time to hire. So understanding the numbers is factor 2. We know our target profit. We know how much we need to invoice each month to break even. We have a target goal of what we want to invoice for the profit we're aiming for. And we know the total gross profit over the last 6 months, as well as our net profit from the last 6 months. I have to know those factors before I'm comfortable making a hire. Are we making money currently? Are the last couple hires working? Is the net profit versus gross profit above zero? You need to look at those two numbers, which we can dive in. Gross profit is more profit on cost of goods, right? How much you spend on a job site. Net profit includes all of your overhead expenses. Stick with me. It's very complicated when we're diving into this stuff, but as we walk through this and in our trainings, we really sit down and help you understand these things, right? Knowing this information allows us to make a controlled, educated decision, not one based out of urgency. The entire thing of this video, if you walk away with one thing, we are not hiring out of urgency or need. We are hiring out of a strategic game plan on growth. So factor number 3, client flow. Our business gets busy in March. I already talked about this. It doesn't slow down until August. Our ideal hire, if I could write a script up, is going to be January, February, to where I can train them January, February, March. We start getting busy in March. And then we have them all trained up to take on our new clients that come in usually through the summer. Factor 4, understanding your cash flow. We have a monthly budget that projects out for the rest of the year. So I can look at right now what we're going to be doing in 8 months from now financially if everything works as planned. We build into this budget our new hires. Also, we have at least 6 months of money ready to burn on training that new hire without the hire being profitable for us. Again, planned out. We're okay with you not making money today because I'm investing in the long-term growth with our company. So to answer the original question, there is not one specific indicator that says, hey, it's time to hire. There are many factors that are going to go into that decision. Every hire is a gamble. Every single hire, no matter how much of a slam dunk do you feel like, it's going to be a gamble. Your job is to reduce the risk in each of those gambles. So understanding your numbers, understanding where you're going, when you're going to hire. I can afford this hire. I know my clients usually pick up in this time, so I'm going to hire planning on that. I've got some money set aside for this person. All of that is reducing your risk in the gamble. It might still not work out. You might bring in the perfect person with the perfect interview, with the perfect resume. They've come in and trained, and they decide they want to go start their own company, or they decide, hey, I got a better offer, or my wife has a job offer in a different state and we've got to move. All of that can happen, but you're reducing the risk of finding someone or not being able to afford someone by doing all of these steps. Thanks so much for joining us. If you would like to dive deeper into your hiring process with us, we would love to see you at our webinar. We do it every couple of weeks. At the end of these series, we always do a webinar. You can come on, log in. It's all over Zoom. You can ask questions. You can just watch from afar and not be a part of it if you're not don't have any questions to ask. Also, we'd love to see you at our in-person trainings. We really sit down with you and dive deep into your company at those. It's a super cool thing that contractors get a lot of growth out of. Also, check out our events on our website. Go to www.proservealliance.com. We've got events on there. We've got ways to sign up to be part of our alliance. And if you don't want the coaching, you just want some of these free videos and need a software for your company, we've got that. You can use our software by itself without joining the full alliance partnership where you come to the events and that sort of thing. So check it out on our website. If you'd like us to help you think through your blueprint, or if you need any help understanding your business cash flow, that is exactly what members get from us. I love you to sign up today. Also, feel free to email me, clarkturner@proservealliance.com. Let me know if you have any questions, need any more information about hiring, or if there's anything else I can do for you.